Get to this press conference. This is from very early this morning. This is the latest information out of Hawaii on those Maui wildfires. Let's go ahead and take a listen, raw and unfiltered.
This morning we had a press conference at the governor's office to give you some remarks and briefing about the updates of some of the activities as a result of Hurricane Dora's the negative impacts on especially Maui County, Maui Island. We wanted to give you an update on some of the activities that have happened. Throughout the day, you see the team behind me, and you see so many people have been working so hard. Even at this convention center, I'm sure as you walked in, you saw tourists. You saw tourist buses coming in. These folks are flying in from Maui as you speak, and just to stand up something like this in such a short amount of time, it took all these individuals' efforts. We wanted to describe some of these efforts and events that happened. The other thing is I had an opportunity to fly with the Coast Guard this afternoon to see the devastating impacts firsthand. Just to fly over Kihei and continue to see the burning flames and see firsthand the impact on Lahaina, and Lahaina town was just so shocking and devastating. It looked as if it's just the whole town was devastated, the whole town was decimated, and we have video footage and we can share that with you as well. We have speakers here today, and they all played a pivotal role to provide disaster relief for the resident of Maui and for the resident of the Big Island and to the state as well. So first up, I wanted to thank Major General Kenneth Hara. If it wasn't for his leadership, he is the incident command for the state of Hawaii. So I wanted to first introduce General Hara.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Luke. I want to start first by offering my condolences and prayers to Maui, the residents, to the visitors there. Really, really sad, as the Lieutenant Governor had mentioned. I'm going to first review the support that we've been providing to Maui County, and then after that, talk about Hawaii County. So we've been providing support for search and rescue. As I mentioned earlier today, the primary focus is to save lives and then to prevent human suffering and to mitigate great property loss. So that's exactly what the counties were and have been doing and are doing. So I have to defer to both Maui County and Hawaii County. If you're expecting like how many buildings were damaged, how many deaths, we're letting the counties take the lead for providing those statistics. So for the missions, search and rescue, I also mentioned we're in support of the county fire departments with military helicopter, fire suppression, water bucket support, and I'll go over some of the stats at the end as I'm closing out. Providing traffic control and security. What we do anticipate is additional requests, and we're already providing support for trying to get the communications back up, water distribution. We're hearing that Maui may need additional law enforcement support, so that may be both for federal law enforcement and state law enforcement, so we're working through that. And then as we start getting closer towards the recovery, we know we're going to be leaning on our federal partners for support with debris clearance, temporary housing, and then trying to get the loans and the businesses and the individual assistance and public assistance for Maui County. So just a few, I don't have all of the stats for the Hawaii County, so my understanding is most of the roads and communities have been opened, but again, I'm going to defer it for Hawaii County to make the detailed numbers on that. But I do know that the mission that the 25th Combat Aviation Brigade was supporting with 2 UH-60 Blackhawks and 1 CH-47 Chinook helicopter ended their mission 11:30 today, so they're no longer requiring military assistance. So that's great news for Hawaii County. And then the numbers, so just the National Guard guys, 2 CH-47 supporting Maui County, they flew 13 hours today, did 58 drops, and about 150,000 gallons of water to assist with suppression of the fire. With that, I'll turn it back over to Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you, General Hara. The next individual I wanted to introduce is, of course, our beloved Senator Mazie Hirono. She has already been in contact with the White House and many of the federal agencies to ensure that Hawaii received the support it needs from the federal government. Senator Hirono.
Thank you very much. This is truly an all-hands-on-deck situation, and there are people here who have not slept at all as they watch what is happening on Maui. As the Lieutenant Governor has mentioned, and I do thank her for her early leadership in bringing all of us together, as well as the Governor who will be landing in Hawaii in a couple of hours, that we are all pulling together. And one of the first calls I got this morning was from Secretary Mayorkas of Homeland Security, who assured me that they stand ready to do whatever they can to provide support. I've reached out to the SBA Administrator Guzman, because many of the businesses who have been devastated by these fires, I hope that many of them will want to come back and get back into business, and they're going to need the SBA to provide them the loans and other support. I have been getting phone calls from supporters from both the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate, including Chuck Schumer, our Majority Leader, who has said to our entire delegation that we stand ready. Please know that every effort is going to be made to bring the federal resources, and I know that the President is assessing the possibility, and I hope that it comes soon, a declaration of a national disaster so that there can be more federal resources brought to bear. But as the General said, the first thing is that we need to ensure the safety of our people. And so fire suppression is uppermost, and the search and rescue operations continue, and then restoring telephone accessibility to people, as well as electrical power to some 10,000 households. All of those things are critical, and then going forward, we're going to need to stay the course to restore everything that we need to do to help Maui County get back on its feet and to take care of our people. I thank all of you for being here, and of course this team with Major Hara as the lead. Mahalo.
We have already started the process of applying for federal disaster relief. We had several conversations with FEMA, and we are just so fortunate to have a region administrator from FEMA who happened to be in Hawaii Islands. I wanted to introduce Bob Fenton.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Well, thank you. And let me start off also by expressing my condolences to the family members and friends that lost loved ones during this event. My first message would be one of safety. I would urge everyone to follow their local responders. There's still wind, there's still fire going on, life's being saved, so please follow your local officials, listen to their message, and make sure you're safe, make sure you have a plan, make sure that if you have questions, you're working with your local officials. So we talked a lot about the response to this event so far, and one of the first tools we provide the federal government for fires is called a Fire Management Assistance Grant. And over the last 24 hours, I've approved 5 of those for Hawaii, 3 for Maui, and 2 for the Big Island of Hawaii. Those grants.
And if you are just joining us here on Live Now from Fox, we've been listening in raw and unfiltered to a press conference out of Maui in Hawaii, talking about those devastating wildfires. 36 people now confirmed dead in those fires. We'll be following that all throughout the day and bringing you the latest details. Any updates or new press conferences, we'll certainly dip into those. This was recorded from very early this morning, so we wanted to get right into that off the top here and get you